see, the geology and the climate of the Netherlands makes it a near perfect match for growing tulips, and that may have saved the Dutch people. In September of 1944, the Netherlands were occupied by the Nazis, and the Dutch railway workers, in hopes of disrupting the movement of both troops and supplies of the Nazis, halted all train travel. But in retaliation, the Nazis decided to block all shipments that were coming in by sea. So the most densely populated cities in the West, like Amsterdam and Rotterdam and The Hague, were all being cut off. And it wasn't too long before our gas and electricity were cut off as well. Suddenly, people were cutting down trees and burning them for fuel, trying to stay warm, trying to keep themselves fed. You see, the west of the country didn't grow much in the way of vegetables, but they did grow tulips. To encourage people to start eating tulip bulbs, the authorities began publishing pamphlets, and they talked about how to use tulip bulbs to substitute everything from potatoes in fritters to cabbage in sauerkraut. Pamphlets also discussed how to dry the bulbs and then grind them to create a flour to make something akin to bread. Most importantly, the pamphlets discussed how to prepare the bulbs to make them safe for eating. The plant contains glycosides, so it's really important that you make sure to remove the skin of the bulb, and then deep in the center of the bulb, there's a little yellow center that also needs to be removed. Failure to do so can put you in serious gastric distress. Most people remember using tulip bulbs in a dish called stamppot, which is kind of like mash. The other recipe that seems to pop up quite a bit is tulip bulb soup. From my understanding, neither of them was that tasty, although there does seem to be a resurgence now in the Netherlands of people using tulip bulbs in haute cuisine. According to those chefs, it takes more than just removing the papery skin from the bulb and removing the center. It's also important to use fresh bulbs or certain variety of bulbs which don't have the bitter taste that old, dried out bulbs tend to. The nutrition on tulip bulbs tends to be negligible, which is one of the reasons it's only used as survival food. And when you're preparing tulip bulbs, remember to use gloves. In some people who have very sensitive skin, or if you're processing a number of tulips, you can develop what florists call tulip finger, which is kind of a dermatitis that you get on your fingers and hands when you're handling them too much. And tulips weren't the only bulbs that were used to help people survive during World War II. They used to say crocuses for coffee, daffodil and hyacinth bulbs for fodder, and tulip bulbs for humans. So if you want to grow a historically accurate victory garden, you might consider adding tulip bulbs to that because they were definitely used to sustain the people during the war. Cheers!